Movie fans and fight fans of all ages. Let's get ready to rumble!
Fight!
Yo-ho, yo-ho! Welcome to another week of horror goodness here with the Australian fuckwits. I'm your host, Tim. He is named Mushroom. He doesn't get an introduction because he's too busy laughing right now at something that's not funny. We are the Dummies of Horror, the best horror podcast coming to you from the great country of Australia. And I guess now we can give him time to say hello. My co-host, Mushroom. Are you done?
Yup. Quality. Yup.
Yep. This is now the fifth time that we've recorded this intro because he just keeps going on about fucking walruses and chicken sandwiches and everything. It's honestly like it's honestly like you're turning into a completely different thing. You know, you're shape-shifting into a completely different beast. That's it. That's honestly what you... Do you like that?
That feels on theme.
It does.
It does.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Are you good to say hello?
Hello.
He's gonna start laughing again. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm a professional.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts for. Welcome to the Dummies of Horror podcast. We are the show that comes to you bi-weekly that teaches a thing or two to the dumbest little guy about the genre we love, horror. On this episode, we are back to the horror versus horror series that we seem to really enjoy doing. And on this episode, it's Wolf time. We have chosen 4 werewolf films, and we are going to fight it out and discuss which is the overall best werewolf film. And these are our options. So if your favourite doesn't win, then let it be known that this is just a fun game and no werewolves were hurt in the making of this podcast. So just except you if you keep fucking laughing.
Like Muttley.
Yeah. So welcome to episode insert number here that I will remember when editing.
Episode, you know what it is. Read the title.
Yeah. You know better than we do.
You know better than we do. Jinx.
We've been doing this shit for too fucking long now. We can't remember shit. What year is it?
We've become the same person. I'm balding now. And he is and the wolf.
So last episode,
yep.
I can't even remember how it came out, but you basically brought up werewolves and transformation sequences, and this is
I probably
something...
wanted to watch something completely different, and you were like, no, actually this.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. You just get told what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what, I'd actually be interested in doing an episode on this, and you're like, nah, werewolves.
Hey,
that's because we did Dogs of War.
That's
or whatever it was.
Dog Soldiers.
That's
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Dog Soldiers.
And I was like, I've not seen many werewolf movies. And then Tim's like, well, eat shit. You're going to watch all of them now.
Well, no, you brought up the fact that the werewolf design in Dog Soldiers
was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it got me thinking. Because this is always an argument I've had with a lot of other people. about werewolf designs and transformation scenes, and a lot of people have wrong opinions, and then a lot of people like myself have right opinions. So
Correct.
and you've never seen American Werewolf in London, am I right?
I had not, no. Yep.
Have you ever seen The Howling?
I had not, no.
Interesting. So those are the two that like most people go to as the best werewolf film. And I'm just curious to see which camp you lean towards, but we'll get into that a bit later. This is going to be a fucking huge episode because I did my goddamn homework over the past 2 weeks.
Jeez.
I think I've got like 10 movies to speak about. And some of those movies are movies that will interest you, Mushroom. And
Are they
some
all
of these
werewolf movies or
No,
just
no,
some
like
random
new
movies?
No, like new release. Well, almost
Oh,
all
shit, okay.
new release. Yeah. Yeah, so I watched a few. And some of these movies are now in my top 10.
Wow.
So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I really don't have much to say. Like, how was your week? Was it good? Yeah?
It was good.
Yeah?
Look, dude, it's been very non-horror-y for me. I've just been playing Zelda, really,
Zelda's
when
scary,
I've not been
isn't it?
working. Oh, yeah, it can be. Dude, there's like... Spoilers, I guess, if you want no spoilers of Zelda.
No.
But there's these fucking hands that, like, pop up. And then they just fucking go at you. And then the other stuff happens. And you're like, what the fuck? It's scary.
Usually I like it when hands go at me.
No, not these hands. There's, like, multiple hands. And they
Yeah.
got, like, eyes in them, like Pan's Labyrinth, old mate.
Oh, yeah.
And then they, like, I was like, for sure they're going to shoot lasers out of their eyes. So I'm, like, lining up my fucking arrow. And then they're just like, and they, like, full fucking go at you.
Right. So not in the pleasurable kind. They want to, like, strangle you.
Nah.
Okay.
The bad
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Not
We
the
die.
good way.
Not the good way where they're fucking choking you and jerking you off and shit.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, yeah, I've really, besides watching heaps of movies that I'm going to talk about, I haven't really done much. Been working my ass off, so
Yeah.
I think we should start talking about horror because that's what we're all
to
here
be
for.
poor in 2023.
Yeah, exactly. So the way this show works, if it's your first time listening, thank you for joining us. We will be talking about horror films, new release horror films that we've been watching. Then I've got my segment on found footage horror that I'm slowly learning more and more about. I've actually got 2 found footage horror movies that I watched this week.
You slut.
Yeah, one's a short horror film that only went for like 50 minutes, so
Okay.
but I'm still classing it. And then we'll do our movie fight segment, which is the best werewolf movie. And then we're going to end it with some questions that have been brought to us by some of our beautiful Patreons.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll take it.
a full-fledged episode on this shit. And speaking about Patreon, before we get into it, I have just released a new episode on Patreon, which was my top 10 most hated movie characters.
Oh, who was number 1?
I'm not. You
Save
have to
people the
pay.
time.
You have to pay to listen.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You have to.
Guess I'm missing the point.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to give you a clue then, but like I can't really because it would give it away.
Don't give any clues.
Yeah. But
This is paywalled content.
it's not so we can get rich and fucking famous. It's just to help the show grow, you know?
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
to keep the lights on in this room. Basically what it is.
And barely.
Yeah. And if you want to support this show, you can by going over to patreon.com/Dummies of Horror. As I said before, I've just released my top 10 most hated movie characters. We also released this month our Arnold Schwarzenegger episode, where we looked at the movie Collateral Damage.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. And
Forgot about that one. I mean, no spoilers.
yeah, we won't spoil that masterful film. And we've
Better
got
than Rambo, some might say. They'd be
Oh.
wrong.
And we've got heaps and heaps of different brackets on there, top 10 episodes, different types of
much
stuff.
stuff.
There's hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours on the Patreon. So if you want bonus content, then join us, patreon.com/Dummies of Horror.
Do it.
That's
or
it.
Don't.
Let's get into the first segment. Mushroom,
Yes.
what horrors have you done?
What horrors have you done?
Mushroom, what
Yeah.
horrors have you done over the past 2 weeks?
Ooh, man. So, look, I'll be real. I haven't really done any horrors. Okay? Look, I was, it's busy times. Okay? And Zelda's out, and I was playing a bit of Diablo, doing the server slam and shit. Like, I know the horror stuff. Gotta watch it for the show. Really gotta get caught up. But I'll be real, there's not a lot coming out this year that I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to fucking see that. I saw Guardians 3, that was good. It's not really horror. I mean, although a case could be made. It was pretty fucked up shit that happens to Rocket and stuff in that movie. I caught up, I saw like Ant-Man and Quantumania and shit. That was okay. It was fine. A lot of other stuff, but not really anything horror. I was gonna watch more of the Evil Bong movies, but I didn't. And then, before you know it, it's been 2 weeks, and then Tim's like, "What horrors have you done?" And then I'm like, I haven't. So I haven't really. I haven't done any horrors.
That was the most around the world way to say, I've got nothing this week.
Yeah, but I was really good at filling out like shit at school. You know, when it's like you need like this many words.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I actually have nothing to say about this, so I'm gonna fill it. I'm gonna just be saying nothing.
Just talk absolute shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, look, that's look at me now. Podcast extraordinaire.
All
I've
right.
had nothing to say for years. I've had nothing to say for hundreds of episodes.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just pick up the slack here. Luckily for
I'm
you.
so sorry. I'm so sorry to everybody listening. I'm so sorry to you. Sorry to your family, ancestors past and present.
You should be. All right.
Yep.
Well, I got a fuck ton to talk
you
about.
Go. You go then. And we'll do
Okay.
what you won, me won, you won, like we normally do.
Yeah, okay, sure. So, I'll start off with this. This isn't exactly a movie, but you heard of the band Ice Nine Kills.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, you know them.
They're in like I think they were like second or third in my like Spotify thing last year.
Ah, very nice. I think they were in mine too. I can't remember which
I listened
number.
to a lot.
So, have you ever watched their film clips? I don't know if you have. You have? So, I've seen some of their film clips, but they have stories that connect, basically. So you watch film clip 1, film clip 2, and they all have stories that all connect. So I decided to actually do that and actually watch the stories and see what actually is happening. Because usually I just skip
it's
forward to
mad.
the music video. I don't care about the stories.
Or you just go watch a YouTube video on explaining.
Yeah, and I'm like,
The clear
what?
actions.
What's happening? So yeah, their first album, The Silver Scream, I watched the entire story of that album. Pretty cool. I wanted to do the second album story, but I didn't get around to it. But yeah, it's cool, man. There's an actual story, so it's in parts. So from part 1 to part 5, and each part is one of their songs, but they have a story starting and finishing that video. If that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bookend in an anthology thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So that's the first thing I did. So if you haven't heard of Ice Nine Kills, basically a metalcore band that sing about horror movies, but they're catchy as hell, so we like them.
Pretty much. And they're fucking heavy as fuck too. I don't know, personally. Also, like, he's got such a good voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like, it's really good. Anyway.
Alright, let's get into the movies. So, on Shudder right now is a movie called From Black. And the story of From Black is a young mother who's crushed by guilt and shame after the disappearance of her young son 5 years previously is offered a bizarre opportunity to learn the truth and set things right. Is she willing to pay the terrifying price for a chance to hold her boy again? For the people out there that have seen a movie called A Dark Song, this is very similar to it, but the ending's different. I enjoyed this movie. I had fun with it. It's nothing that's going to blow your mind. Luffy, would I recommend it for you? No.
Okay.
I think you might find this boring, so I don't think it's
Probably.
I don't think it's your type of film. But look, I had fun for what it is.
You're pretty good on the old recommendations for me, because it's usually like, I hated it, you might like it.
Yeah.
But stuff where it's like, you'll find it boring, you're usually pretty spot on.
Well, I'll do that with every movie that I talk about.
Okay.
On this episode. So, From Black, decent movie. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. It's not a fun movie. It's it's not a brain
Heavy.
thinker or anything like that, but it's not like a comedy or anything like that. Yeah, it can be heavy at times for parents and things like that. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'd never watch it again. I'd never go and turn it on again. But for a one-time watch, it did its job. So that's
Could be
From
worse.
Black. Yeah, that's From Black. It's on Shudder right now. Next movie I watched is another Shudder exclusive called Husira, the Bone Woman. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
It was on my little mini list.
Yeah, okay. Oh, would you like it? I'll tell. Okay, the synopsis is
I made up like a little list of like people's top 10 horror shit so far this year.
already
kind of
okay.
thing, and it was on there. Yeah, just because I'm trying to like
Catch up.
At one point, I was trying to catch up.
Yeah, no, fair
obviously
enough.
not this fortnight, but yeah.
Well, the story of Husira, the Bone Woman, is Valeria's joy at becoming a first-time mother is quickly taken away when she's cursed by a sinister entity. As danger closes in, she's forced deeper into a chilling world of dark magic that threatens to consume her. This is more... Quite honestly, man, this is more a drama film with scenes and elements of horror throughout.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't really say this is a pure horror film. I see a lot of people saying that there's scenes in it that are creepy, and I would agree to some extent. My problems with the movie is I'm kind of over movies where a pregnant woman gets
It's like a baby thing.
No, yes, a pregnant woman has a baby. No, a pregnant woman is in danger by some supernatural element. You know,
Yeah, okay.
it seems that every time there's a pregnant woman as the main focus in a horror movie, it's usually two things. It's usually that she's carrying the fucking devil's child, or that it's like some creepy oogie boogie thing after her.
Yeah.
And this is kind of very much the same.
And the baby.
Yeah. Look, man.
Look at you and your baby.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like, a lot of people are saying like this is a really good movie, and I can see how some people could appreciate it for that. For me personally, I just felt it dragged a little too much. I couldn't get into it, and I really tried with this movie because I did see a lot of people saying positive things about it. I just really couldn't get into it myself. There is a lot of sex scenes and boobies. If you like the boobies, you might like this movie.
I love boobies. Yeah, I do like boobies.
But it is a Spanish film, so it is all subtitled. So if you don't like subtitles, if you like boobies but you don't like subtitles, you're gonna have to make sacrifices.
I like tits, but not reading.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a bummer.
you can watch Pornhub. It's an option.
Yeah, but I don't want to feel like I'm a like a yucky man. So I'll watch specifically explicit movies instead.
Yeah, man, look, the movie's not bad, like badly made. I just didn't connect with this one at all, so...
Fair enough.
4 out of 10 for me. That's Husira the Bone Woman. And I
like you for not
apologize.
spoiling what the description immediately spoils.
I don't know what the Bone Woman means.
Oh, I just mean like there's a type of thing involved.
I honestly
like a
didn't.
supernaturally thing.
I didn't spoil much,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, you didn't spoil it. The description of the movie says something.
Oh, okay, I'm following. Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, well, let me get to a movie right now that is... I'm just going to say it right now. It's tied for my number one movie of the year so far.
Oh, okay. All right. What is it?
This is a movie that I recommend you watch because I think you'll fucking love it.
Okay.
I mean, you love Nicolas Cage,
I do love Nicolas Cage.
so you'll probably really enjoy Renfield.
Oh, I'm so glad it's good. I mean, like, Bon told me it was good, and she's like, you need to go see it and hurry the fuck up, because I'm sick of waiting for you in stupid slow Australia.
Dude,
'Cause
okay.
it came out there, like, months ago.
Yeah, it did. And it's just come to Australian cinemas like this week.
Yeah.
But it is also out on VOD right now, so you don't need to go to the cinemas. You don't need to sit next to stupid fucking 16-year-old girls who are going to giggle and annoy you the entire movie. You can sit at home and jerk your dick while watching this movie. Oh.
I prefer jerking my dick in the theatre, to be honest.
Okay. So
Well, I
basically...
don't want to feel creepy and just watch Pornhub at home. I'd rather go to the theatre.
Fucking... Basically, Renfield is Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. That's all. I'm not even going to say a synopsis for this movie because I don't want to, and I don't really want to talk.
Everyone's seen
too
the
much.
trailer at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this movie because I don't want to get people's hopes up, if that makes sense. But for me, this movie was a fucking blast. I had so much fun with this movie. I laughed. I was shocked at some of the bloodshed. Let's say that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I really don't want to give too much away, but this movie was just great. I had so much fun with it. It is tied with Evil Dead Rise as my number one film, and I'm shocked. I honestly thought that Renfield would be a movie that I'll like, but it won't blow me away. No, this movie blew me away. And to most people out there, I can see a lot of people out there going, it's a popcorn fest that I won't ever bother watching again. For me, I love fucking popcorn fests. So this just really worked.
Look, this movie seemed up my alley from the get-go. So I'm going in reserved because I don't want to rise myself.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a 7 for me. And let's see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. It's also got Betty Schwartz in it. And, like, I fucking love Ben Schwartz.
Never mind. I'm not going to say anything about him. It's got Awkwafina in it, who I kind of like in this movie. Yeah. I don't want to give you anything.
Fuck.
I don't want to,
because he's not looking at the trailers and shit, and I know he's got a big role in it.
He does.
Okay.
Look, I will say this about Renfield. The movie is a 9 out of 10 for me.
Dang. All right. That's big. You don't throw out 9s like I do.
But be warned, okay? To people listening right now, hoping that Renfield's going to work for them as much as it has for me, be warned. Number one, you need to fucking love Nicolas Cage because he is Nicolas Cage in this movie. He fucking makes me laugh. Just his facials, just his mannerisms.
Well, I'm a vampire.
It's just, he's just so entertaining to me. Number two,
he would milk Dracula. He would just milk that role.
He does. Yeah.
Okay,
Number two, you need to appreciate comedy horrors. And when I say comedy horrors, I mean comedy films with horror elements sprinkled in.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay, cool.
So much like Shaun of the Dead type films like that.
Yeah. Comedy first, horror second. My
Yep.
favorite.
Yep. I don't think this is going to hit as many people
like, just-
as it has hit me.
Yeah. Like really funny horror movies like The Predators or whatever it was.
Predators? What?
Was it Predators or The Predator or...
Oh, The Predator. Fuck that film. No, this is. You'll understand. I don't want to say too much. I really don't.
Let's next movie. 9 out of
Yeah.
10. Thumbs up from Tim. I'll watch it. I think this week. We'll see.
Do it. Just fucking do it.
At the movies, jerking off.
All right. Next movie I got to watch is The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, I've got that. Nowhere legal.
Waiting
Continue.
for you.
Yeah, waiting.
So I'm not going to speak too much about this movie either, because I need to give this movie a second watch. I kind of maybe fell asleep during it, and it's not the film's fault
That's
at
a good
all.
way to get a fucking phone thrown at you.
It's not the film's fault. I watched the majority
Wake
of
up,
the
cunt.
film. I watched the majority of the film, but I want to focus on it a bit more, so I wanted to give it another watch. Overall, I enjoyed the film. Russell Crowe as an Italian father really did a good job.
Yeah?
Russell Crowe was easily the best part of this movie.
That's mad.
The problem I had with this movie, and it's not the movie's fault, it's the genre's fault.
Yeah, okay.
If you've seen an exorcism movie, you've seen them all. And this is why...
See, that's where I'm at. Like, it's like they made The Exorcist. It fucking 10 out of 10. It did it.
Yeah.
And then every other movie after that is like, is it as good as The Exorcist? Almost. You know what I mean? Like, even the best ones are almost as good as The Exorcist.
yeah.
To me.
It's much the same with shark films.
Yeah.
Like, every shark movie that comes out now, I always often hear people say, well, it's not Jaws, but... Yeah. Look, we're never going to get another Exorcist again. We're never going to get another Jaws again.
It's no The Meg, you know?
Yeah, okay. But The Pope's Exorcist, things I loved about it, Russell Crowe. Dude, Russell Crowe was fucking entertaining as shit in this movie.
Fuck, Tim's pulling out a Rabbitohs jersey.
Oh, Jesus.
He got really into it.
But,
Jesus.
yeah, this is a movie that I will be watching again before the end of the year.
People that are going to get that joke.
Yes, no one's going to understand that joke. The Pope's Exorcist.
You going to watch it again?
I gave it a 7 out of 10. I say see it, but I need to rewatch it. So I'll leave it at that. Alright, the next movie I got to watch was actually a recommendation from our friend Matt Wood from the Eternal Darkness of Not So Spotless Minds podcast.
Nice.
And this is a movie called The Tank. And The Tank is a 2023 creature feature film. And the story is, in 1978, Oregon, Ben and Jules inherit an abandoned coastal property from Ben's late mother, who never mentioned it. The untouched house has been kept a secret for 40 years, and comes with a beautiful private cove and beach. Jules searches for answers while Ben unwittingly awakens a fearful, protective creature.
Ooh.
So this is a creature feature that really does nothing new. The setup is your typical modern monster film setup, as are the characters, the score, and the story as a whole. Really, the only thing in this movie that was different is the design of the creatures. With that being said, the design of the creatures to me was kind of disappointing. I wasn't really...
What is it spoilers to say what the creatures are, or...?
No, because it's just a creature. Like, there's no actual name for these creatures.
Okay.
But it's not like a werewolf or anything like that. But See, I don't know whether to spoil it or not. What they look like, if you don't want to hear what the creatures in the tank look like, just skip forward a second. But to me, what they look like is a cross between a Demogorgon and a salamander.
Okay.
Kind of. So, yeah. I don't know. The movie as a whole is kind of meh to me. I gave it a 5 out of 10. It's not terrible, but by the end of this year, I won't remember this one. And
Yeah.
I'm a creature feature fan, so you think I would, but no. No. Alright, next movie I got a chance to watch is a Tubi original called Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
The story of this is 5 estranged friends play a seemingly innocent game that spawns into something far more sinister than they ever could imagine. That's not what happens at all. That's a fucking horrible plot synopsis. Letterboxd. Look, man, this is a Tubi original film, and by the name of this movie, I thought this movie could be cool and fun, and it could have ideas like for example, if it was like if it was like that Truth or Dare game that came out from Blumhouse, where you have to actually play Marry, Fuck, Kill, and you have to actually do the thing, and if you don't, you die. Like, you have to marry that person who is your father, and if you don't, you die.
That's kind of what I figured, like...
Yeah.
It would be, and then it's like, if you don't, they all get killed or something.
Yeah, no, that's not at all. I don't even know why this movie is called Fuck, Marry, Kill. Or Marry, Fuck, Kill, sorry. Look, once again, not horrible. Got some nice eye candy and all that stuff, but overall, it's a 5 out of 10 for me. You can skip it. This next movie I got to watch, and this is the last horror film I'll speak about. I've got 2 other movies to talk about after this, but this will be the last horror.
How dare you speak about non-horror things on this here podcast here?
Well, they're kind of horror, kind of horror a little bit. I'll get to them in a second. This next movie I got a chance to watch was recommended to me from our good friend, That Bitch, Heather Powell.
It's Heather.
She's not a bitch anymore. She's my girlfriend. This is a movie called Wolf Manor. Speaking about werewolves, I wanted to get this movie in this week because, of course, we're doing werewolves. And secondly, because, look, if you search up the artwork for this movie, Wolf Manor, this is a movie that I would have never touched in a million years. Because if you see the poster of this movie, it looks like fucking asylum level trash. This is not a good...
Manor?
Yes, that's right. It's not a good poster at all.
Ew.
Yeah. Yep. But, look, Heather kind of sold me with this. Okay. She said that this is actually a decent werewolf film, and with like practical werewolf effects and no CGI or anything like that. So I decided,
that's a bonus.
Yeah, I decided to go check it out because I don't know. Sometimes Heather is good with her recommendations. So
sometimes.
So the story of Wolf Manor is shooting a vampire flick in an old abandoned manor house should have worked like a dream, but the film crew is out of their depth, over schedule, and desperate to get the shoot finished and go home. However, as the moon turns full, the nightmare begins. Blood flows and the body count rises as cast and crew meet the manor's resident werewolf. So, Heather's probably on the edge of her seat, waiting to hear if I agree with her or I don't. Look, Heather is at some points correct with this movie. It is in no way, shape, or form an asylum film. The werewolf is all practical, and for the most part, looks pretty cool. It's a cool looking werewolf, you know? Finally, we get a modern day werewolf film where it's actually a fucking beast and not just a girl that sprouted a bit of fur in their cheek and 2 fangs. This is actually a full-blown beast. And you get to see it pretty early on in the movie, and every time it does show up on screen, it doesn't look bad. Like it looks good. It stays awesome. The same. The story as a whole, it was interesting, man. That they were filming a vampire movie, and there was a lot of references made to American Werewolf in London. Basically, they kind of not rip off, but pay homage to the opening scene in American Werewolf in London where they go to the slaughtered lamb.
Yeah,
they do that in this movie, but it's kind of like they're homaging to it. Like they mention, pub. Like they mention American Werewolf in London. So, but the story as a whole, it was cool, but it just tended to get a little long in the tooth for me.
Okay.
It got a little repetitive in the end, and quite honestly, I kind of got a little bored of seeing werewolf kill because a lot of them were off screen too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Overall, look, Heather, well done. You recommended a werewolf film to me, which is hard to do. A werewolf film that I enjoyed, I must mention. That is hard to do.
It's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, watch this movie. You're like, yeah, I don't know if I heard you.
Yeah, look, it's not a bad movie at all, but it's not my favorite werewolf movie in the slightest. Yeah. So with that, I give it a 6 out of 10. Okay. So that is Wolf Manor. If you are in the mood for a werewolf film that has some cheeky comedy to it, some decent gore, then don't let the cover art of this movie fool you. Go and check it out. So that's Wolf Manor. Nice. All right. I've got 2 more things to talk about, and then we'll get into the next segment. So this one's not horror in the slightest, but I know you've seen it, so...
Go on.
Dungeons and Dragons. Honor Among Thieves.
Why did you watch it?
My wife wanted to watch it, and I also like to watch other things that aren't horror. Sometimes too.
I get that you're allowed to watch other things that aren't horror. I wasn't like fucking having a go at that. I was like, why are you watching the D&D movie when you're like, fucking shit fantasy for nerds? Get the fuck out of here. I'll fucking give you a wedgie.
I don't like the game, but like Willow's one of my all-time favorite movies, and that's fantasy. So I thought
that's true. That's true.
Maybe I'll like this too.
The now cancelled and removed from Disney Plus.
Wait, what?
Series Willow.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Fuck Disney Plus. I'm gonna stop watching you.
I think I don't know if it's like they're talking about removing it anyway. It doesn't matter. I'll have a look.
Oh, okay. All right. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Look, I enjoyed it. I did. I think this movie, a lot of it was lost in translation for me because I don't play the games. I don't know these characters. I don't know the spells. I don't know the locations and all this stuff. While friends of ours were frothing over this movie.
Because I was frothing over it because I'm like, they want to fucking like Baldur's Gate and shit. And they fucking, there's a fucking ball. Oh, fucking. Yeah. It's like, they're using this spell and that spell and shit. I've used that spell. It's fun.
See, there you go. So for me,
big nerd shit.
I enjoyed it. It was fine. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I had a good time with it. My biggest problem with the movie is that Hugh Grant is in it. And I just don't like Hugh Grant. So fuck him. And Chris Pine. Dude, okay, the other problem I have, it's not a problem, but Chris Pine in this movie plays Edgin Darvis, I guess.
He's the main dude.
Every time he was on screen, he looked like the live action version of the fucking puppet from Team America, World Police.
Yeah.
You know, the one that can't stop vomiting?
Yeah.
So I was looking at why every time he popped on screen, I'm just like, is he going to start vomiting? Blah, 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 like that shit. Watch the fucking movie with a picture of him.
I get you. Like, I get you. So I'll do that also at the movies, where I'll just take a print out, go to the movie, put it up
Do it.
against the screen.
All right, last film I'm going to talk about. I got a chance to watch SISU.
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 Have you not seen the trailer for SISU?
Sisu. No.
Dude, okay. While I talk, go watch the trailer for this movie. This isn't a horror.
Bro, I watched half the trailers while you're talking anyway. You don't need to tell me twice.
Okay. So, what SISU is deep in the wilderness of Lapland. Atami Korpi is searching for gold, but after he stumbles upon Nazi patrol, a breathtaking and gold-hungry chase through the destroyed and minded Lapland wilderness begins. This is basically John Wick, but set in Nazi
World War
times
Two.
and so much gorier.
Oh.
Dude, if you have not seen the trailer to this movie, do it.
There's a dog. Oh no, John Wick. No, I don't kill a dog.
Yeah. So basically, this is just a really
Whoa.
gory.
Oh, I think I have seen this. I think we
Yeah.
had to watch this for the trailers thing.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, this looks sick. Oh, okay. Did you borrow this?
Yes,
Okay, I'll borrow it too.
I borrowed it. Yeah, dude, this is one that you should check out.
library.
This is one that you should check out. It's gory as fuck. Like, not like
looks
the
mad.
sadness gory or anything like that, but it has moments of pure just mayhem. It
looks
gets
sick.
ridiculous at times to the point where you're like laughing, like, okay, that's not real.
He'll like punch a tank in half or some shit.
Not to that extent, but you'll get it when you watch it. It's just a gory popcorn film. Just good time. It's basically like a cat and mouse chase movie the entire time, but god damn, I had some fun with it. I give it an 8.5 out of 10 for this one.
Nice.
It's a decent fucking movie. If you are in the mood just for some gory goodness fun, then go check out SISU. That's SISU. It's at the cinemas now in the States. I'm not too sure about Australia, so I can't help you there. But it is streaming on VOD, so you can purchase it.
Speaking of things happening in the States, but not too sure about Australia, but assuming same. More than 24 series and movies will be removed from Disney-owned streaming channels Disney Plus and Hulu come May 26th. The list of shows removed notably includes Willow, the single-season TV series follow-up to the beloved 1988 cult classic movie directed by Ron Howard.
So that's been taken off American or Australian?
I would assume everywhere, but I guess check it out in 2 days if it's still there.
So what's the fucking, like, they put money into this thing and they're just going to release it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess they like had a license that expired maybe, and they were just like, fuck it.
If they release things like Prey, like at least put it on fucking physical media, so people can go back and watch it. That's bullshit.
World we live in now, dude.
It's
Sorry,
fucking annoying, man.
I thought you knew. I was just trying to ruffle your feathers. I didn't mean to break the news.
No, I did not know that. Thanks a lot, you fuck.
That's okay. I seem to bring you like the best news most of the time. Where I'm like, hey Tim, did you know this is happening? You're like, no. Why?
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
It's pretty fun. Hey, I just like to keep you informed.
Thank
Knowledge
you.
is power.
All right, well, that's it for what horrors have we done. I'm going to hold off from the found footage film for the moment. I think we should get into a fight because we're now coming into like the 50-minute mark and we haven't talked about werewolves yet.
Fuck you, Tim. Your face is stupid.
Okay. Well, are you ready for a fight?
Hells yeah. Let's go.
You
Let's
ready
go,
for
cunt.
a howling
Let's go
good
outside.
time? Huh?
Ah, I get it. The silver bullet.
All right, it is fight time.
This is where we fight! This is where they die! Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Round 1. Fight!
Wolfpack is back, cause I'm mass destruction. Gas juice here, the bad boys arrest me. Testing competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the ring, start the street. If you don't know, you better find out the Wolfpack.
See what I did there with the NWO music? Huh? Yeah. Because the NWO hold a special place in my heart right now. Heather knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, it is wolf fights. And we are determining which is the best werewolf film out of these 4 films anyway.
But Tim, how's this going to work?
Well, we have 4 different films, and those 4 different films are American Werewolf in London, The Howling, Silver Bullet, and The Wolfman. And the reason I chose these 4 films is because I wanted to do a fatal 4-way matchup. And these 4 werewolf films have significantly different types of werewolves in them.
Yeah,
Obviously,
very much so.
You've got the Wolfman being more man than wolf. You've got American Werewolf in London being more of a hellhound creature. You've got the Howling, which is more wolf than man. And then you got Silver Bullet, which is basically just a big bear.
And then you got Transformers, who are more than meets the eye.
Yeah. So, how we're going to do this is, if you have not listened to one of our movie fights before, basically
Shame.
Yeah, that's right. Shame on you. We've got 5 different questions here, and we're going to rank these movies from winner to least. So winner gets 4 points, loser gets 1 point.
Okay.
And then by the end, we will rank all the points together, and we'll have a winner.
You've given yourself so much maths to do, my dude.
I know, but it's fun.
Okay, fun maths. All right.
So before we start, let's just quickly talk about werewolves.
Sure.
So the question I have right now, and this isn't part of the fights, this is just a random question.
You ask me werewolves, I say probably the forest.
That was funny.
Thank you. Broken clock. Twice a day.
In your opinion,
Sure.
why are werewolf films so unpopular?
Unpopular?
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you the things I don't like about them.
Go for it.
They're usually really slow. Like a lot of these, even the ones we watched, it takes a while for it to get the fuck into it. There's not a whole lot of kills. It's sort of like, oh, I mean, sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't, but like it's halfway between like a slasher and a creature feature sort of thing, but not quite as good as either. Personally.
Yep.
And like there's no, like, the dog design is always different.
Yeah.
And the rules change like the fucking leprechaun from movie to movie. Like, I guess you could say the same about vampire movies and shit too, but like, there's just like, I don't think there's been like that super breakthrough werewolf movie for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been that like mainstream, like, oh man, like everybody, like, there's been like that for vampires, there's been like that for like zombies, But I don't think there's been like that for werewolves.
No, I agree with you. I think the reason
I think it could be done, man. But
I think it has been done personally, and we'll get to it in a second. But
okay,
the reason I think werewolf films aren't as popular as what you said, vampires and zombies, is a few elements. Number one, money. There's not enough.
Yup.
There's not enough want for werewolf films compared to zombies and vampires. Time, as you said before, there's a lot of films that take their time getting to it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of time involved in making these movies. For example, the effects and everything like that. There has to be a lot of time taken into making these effects, which is maybe why a lot of these movies don't feature a lot of werewolf in them. Because unlike a vampire, where you can just put on fangs on someone and let them go,
Bleh.
to make a good werewolf, you need time to have those effects and everything. And the last thing is story. So, like, vampire stories have been stretched enough that we can have so many different films that cover vampirism, where werewolves, there's only so much you can really do.
Like, I swear if you threw someone really good at it, they could make, like, a truly next level werewolf film. But a lot of them just seem like mysteries or like origin stories. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like, I got bitten and I'm a werewolf and then I die. Or, oh, who's the werewolf?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
But there's a lot that could be done with it. Like, you know, I don't know. Like embracing one's, like, animal instinct, or one, like, you know, I don't know. Like a analogy for puberty or something. Or
Well,
some
that's
shit like
been
that.
done.
I don't know, man. But, like...
That's what Ginger Snaps is about.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So they've done that before.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah, exactly, if you want to go down that route.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to like werewolves more, but they just, I don't know.
See, for me, werewolves are my favourite of the monsters. Like, out of all monsters, zombies, fucking vampires, mad scientists even, like, werewolves are my thing. I fucking love them. But there are very few movies that I would class as great. Now, all these films that we're going to speak about here, all four of them, I class as good movies. Some I class as fucking spectacular. Some are just good. But there's a lot of other werewolf movies out there that are just trash.
So curious to see if our shit lines up.
I have a feeling it's not going to. Okay. But yeah, why are good werewolf films so few and far between? For me, I feel like there's a few reasons. Number one is focus. Filmmakers have so much to focus on to make a great film, such as effects, creature designs, characters, story. And there's so many films that have cool looking wolf, but the story lacks development. For example, Bad Moon is a movie that does that. At the same time, there's awesome films with great stories, but the wolf just doesn't look great. Late Phases is a perfect example of that. Awesome movie. But then when you get to the werewolf reveal, you're like, what the fuck is that? That's not a werewolf, it's a fucking goblin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think, like, even, like, a lot of them, too, have that thing where it's like, you don't fucking see the werewolf. Mm-hmm. Like, you almost never see the werewolf until right at the end, and then you barely see it.
I think that's mainly a thing with money and budget. And... yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, if you want to make a great werewolf movie, you have to show the wolf, and you have to make it look fucking amazing. So,
Do you think... I don't know if we're getting spoilers here for the game, but do you think there's been a perfect-looking werewolf? Because...
this is going more into spoilers that I will answer with one of these films.
Okay, because I don't think there has been.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just saying that, like, all of them look a little... because it's hard. What would a man-wolf look like? You know what I mean? Like, to me.
Well, that's left up for your imagination.
Because, like, I don't know. We'll get. I'm sure I'll answer it in the questions, but like, yeah, there's some that look a little too much like this animal or that animal. Some that look like they've only built half an animal and are stuck in a wall. Like, there's a lot.
Well, let's quickly get your thoughts on all four of these movies. I think I've spoken enough about all four of these movies that you don't really need my opinions anymore. But I'm curious to see where
nor do we want them.
Thank you. I'm curious to see where you fall with these, and don't tell me which one is better than the other one because that's one of the questions. But just a quick. Yes or no, I liked it, I didn't like it, this is the reason why I didn't like it, type of thing. So we'll start with The Wolfman, 1941.
Wolfman, seen it before. Quite an enjoyable little classic horror movie. Again, pretty slow, but I actually like the Wolfman in this. Like, I felt for him a bit more, you know?
Yeah, he's much more of a sympathetic creature.
Yeah. I like this movie. I think it's a classic for a reason.
Definitely. Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet. This was a movie, all right. Like this was.
It sure was.
It was a kids on bikes movie, but then it was a werewolf movie, and then it was like
kids on wheelchair.
Yeah. Gary Busey's there. He's like, I'm an alcoholic, and then he stops drinking.
It's Gary Busey being Gary Busey.
It's just weird. Like, semi-enjoyable. Like, you find out it's Stephen King and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Where he was just like writing his 70s bullshit like he always does. And
yeah.
Also there's a werewolf in it, and the whole fucking Silver Bullet thing is just like... Because the book would have been way long. They would have cut out so much bullshit, and they would have had to add all this extra stuff. Whereas, like, if it was just a screenplay, it would have got to it so much quicker.
Well, the book is
adaptation.
It's a short story called
Really?
Cycle of the Werewolf. I've never read it, so I can't actually tell you what's right and what's wrong. But yeah, I know it's a short story.
It felt really long, and I don't think it was a long movie, but like it just felt like we were doing a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with the main werewolf story.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? And
I get you.
The werewolf was like decent enough, but it was this was more of a whodunit kind of werewolf movie until the end.
Yeah, it's basically Scream, but with a werewolf.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is like, whereas this is more of a slasher.
Yep.
But it just happens to be a werewolf.
All right, The Howling. First time watch?
Yep, first time watch for everything but the Wolfman.
Okay. So what do you think of The Howling? I'm interested.
This is definitely the horniest one. Which, hey, look, you know me, I love a horny movie. I don't want to go to those no-no sites. I just want to watch them in movies. This was... It was decent. Like, I enjoyed all these movies. Like, everything got, like, at least a 7. You know?
Okay.
And I think I liked this whole, like, pack of werewolf serial killers thing.
Yeah.
It was fun. Again, but, like, it's kind of that, like, 70s slasher cult.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing going on. Which is pretty fun. Wasn't... The acting was a bit weak. Some of the effects were a bit weak. I thought it looked pretty good. I liked the wolves and stuff in this as well. They were pretty scary looking.
Yeah.
They were the sort of least looking like an animal werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a hairy goblin or something, or a hairy demon or something, you know?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Just trying to remember, this was like the reporter and the husband, and he got bitten, he's like banging that other chick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
D. Wallace.
It just seemed like there was a lot of shit going on, to be real. It was a bit confusing.
I agree with you. Funny enough, I do.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're coming from. So,
But again, yeah, pretty decent.
all right, an American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf in London. Well, they said this was a comedy when I was looking at it.
Who said it's a comedy?
Like when I found it on Tubi.
Well, it was under
horror.
comedy.
And I was like, is it?
It's more. See, it's not a comedy horror; it's a horror comedy. So the horror's first, the comedy's second.
Yeah.
But they're very like black comedy elements, moments.
It had funny bits. Like it had like the bit in the cinema was fucking hilarious, I'll be real.
Yeah.
It probably had the most likable characters out of all of them and the best special effects. This one. The story is decent, but not amazing, personally.
Okay.
And there were some bits where I was just getting a bit bored. But then, oh boy, that third act, dude. Not even the third act, but that final bit.
Yeah.
Whew, that's what I
Piccadilly
want.
Circus.
That's what I want from fucking a werewolf, you know? Do some murders, you know?
Agreed.
And I'll say this one is the one that looked most like a dog. And also, look, I know people probably love it. I got bored in the transformation scene.
Wow. Okay.
It just went on a little too long. I know they fucking like. It's probably the best transformation scene ever for a werewolf.
Well, don't go too deep into it.
I can dig that, but like, it was just long. It went on for ages.
That's interesting. We'll discuss that more when we get to the questions because I will rebut that.
Okay.
Alright.
But yeah. Oh, well, I won't rank them, but yeah.
No, don't.
We'll
rank them now.
You want me to rank them?
No,
or
not
rate
right.
them?
Not right now. We'll start with the movie fights.
Sure.
Because
Let's go.
the first question is, and this is where we start the real questions. Question number 1 for best werewolf film is overall best film. So rank them least to your favorite.
I'm gonna say Silver Bullet at the bottom.
Yep.
The Howling, Wolfman, and then American Werewolf in London.
Okay. Interesting. I am almost there with you.
Yeah?
Almost there with you. I'm actually coming in. My least favorite is The Howling.
Okay, like
Out of
I
these.
was honestly like struggling between those two.
The thing about The Howling is it can tend to get a little confusing with what's happening when and where. Also, that ending where Dee Wallace turns into a werewolf. She looked like a little fucking frou-frou dog, not a fucking werewolf. I hate that ending of that movie. I really don't like it. I get where they're coming from, but what she looks like when she turns, it's like, what the fuck is that thing? The Howling, look, it's fine. It's a good movie. I enjoy it, but compared to the other three, it's just, yeah. Coming in next is Silver Bullet for me. I enjoy Silver Bullet, but I think the other two movies are far superior. Coming in next, my second favourite is The Wolfman.
Yep.
For obvious reasons. And my number one favourite werewolf movie is American Werewolf in London.
It's a
Hands
good movie.
down. Here we go. Next question we've got is best werewolf design. Now, this is not transformation. This is just how the werewolf looks. So, from least favourite to favourite, what is your... I'm still trying to think of mine.
Yeah.
So you're free
So
to go.
this is like fully transformed, what's my favorite?
Yes, like in full pure wolf form, which is your coolest looking wolf design.
Okay, well, that's definitely different order then.
It's
Okay,
tough. It
okay.
is actually tougher than I thought. I should have had these pre-done, but
That's okay. I'm going to go at the bottom,
yep.
Silver Bullet,
Okay.
because it looks kind of like a bear. Or like an evil elf.
Remember Alf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Third, I'm going to go... You're not going to like this, but I'm going to go American Werewolf in London.
Oh. Tell me why. What don't you like about Kessler Wolf?
I just... It just looks like a big dog. It doesn't look like a human dog. It just looks like a dog, which is fair.
I mean, if you saw someone walking that dog in the middle of the road, wouldn't you piss yourself?
I don't know. I've seen the bigger the dog gets, the more I'm like, oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah, but that thing with its fucking huge canines that stick out to the side. Plus, did you see the size of it?
It's big. It's big.
Fucking massive.
It's big. But I don't know, man. Just not my favorite. Just
Okay.
not my favorite. I just don't dig it. I feel like you never see the back half of it. I get why. I do. But
Yeah.
I just didn't dig it. I felt like I never saw all of it. So yeah.
That's fair.
Second, I'm gonna go the Howling.
Oh. Okay.
I kind of like the I like when they're more wolf men. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You like it when they're more man than wolf.
yeah, than wolf. I think.
Okay.
I dig that. Like, I dig like a big, sexy, hairy dude. You know, that's what I dig. And these, I think these look cool. Remind me of Gremlins a bit. You know,
Just
like
a lot
wolf
taller.
gremlins. Yeah, like big, tall wolf gremlins. And then look, honestly, number one with a bullet, a silver bullet, is OJ.
The Wolfman.
The Wolfman. Don't know, just something sick about him.
Interesting.
Just looks cool.
Okay. Okay.
I dig it. Like half wolf, half man. Man features on the face, just hairier. You know.
Yeah. I get you. Mine is a little different, and I'll explain why. My least favorite, so coming in last,
Yep.
is Silver Bullet. For all the reasons you said, it looks like a bear. When you look at it, you're like, that's just a bear. I wouldn't go so far as saying it's an evil elf, but okay, I can
just
see
like
where you're
mad.
coming from.
Mad play school vibes, you know. Just
Yeah.
like, there's a bear in there. Chair as well.
Look, if I did happen to come across this werewolf, I'd still be shitting myself. But at the same time, I would have
any
been like,
giant bear dog thing coming at me, I'm running away.
yeah, shit yeah. Coming in next is the Wolfman for me. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is, look, it's fucking iconic. It's a classic. It was the staple of what a werewolf looked like for many, many years. It's just too man and not enough wolf for me.
You whack like a gold chain on it. You're like, just, well, voila, he's just out for the night, bro, you know?
That's racist.
I can do that one.
Okay. Coming in second for me is actually the Howling. And the reason I was struggling over the Wolfman and the Howling, but the reason I put the Howling over the Wolfman is because if I came across a werewolf from the Howling, I would be fucking shitting myself because these things are massive. They look like actual creatures, where the Wolfman, you could just say it's a Halloween costume. But the werewolf from the Howling, That ain't no costume, man. That thing's gonna fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, man. Nothing compares, and nothing. I've come to terms with this now. Nothing is ever going to compare with the American Werewolf and London Werewolf for me. And the reason being, and maybe I'm being biased because this was the first werewolf movie I ever saw, and I instantly fell in love with this. No.
That's what.
But
I'm just kidding.
But I love the way it is on all fours. That's my biggest thing. What is it, bipedal? What's bipedal again? Is that when they're on 2 legs or 4?
Means 2. Like
2. Okay.
bicycle.
I don't like. Oh, thank you. I don't like bipedal werewolves.
That's fair.
And I have never
You
really
want
seen
quadrupedal wolf.
Yeah,
You want 4 on the floor.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love it when he walks on all fours like an actual beast. This to me, look, it's. I get what you're saying. It's more animalistic, and I've heard so many people say so many different things about this movie. Oh, it looks like a bear. Oh, it looks like a gorilla. I'm like, this doesn't look like either to me. This looks like a fucking beast from hell. This honestly looks like the Hound from Hell. Is what I
Yeah.
see it as.
Yeah.
The way
Like a one-headed Cerberus.
yeah, kind of, yeah. The facial features just look fucking ferocious. Like it's gonna. It's not there to fucking.
It's not there to fuck
do-
spiders.
Exactly. It's not there to think about things. It hasn't got any human in its brain. It's purely animal now.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the wolves from the Howling, that they can kind of think for themselves a little bit. Same with the wolf from the Silver Bullet, where Kessel Wolf from American Werewolf in London is just gonna fuck you up. He doesn't care who you are or where you are or anything like that. The way it looks like with its teeth, how they're all kind of like they're pointing out to the sides a bit.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the American Werewolf in London design. I always have. And this is the reason why I always struggle to find a good, like a perfect werewolf movie anymore.
Because they stand up and you're like, fake news.
I don't know. I've never really liked werewolves on 2 legs. It's just me. That's just me. It sucks because, yeah, I've always liked the hell beast look of a werewolf. Okay. So, yeah.
I dig it.
American Werewolf for me, once again, coming in at number 1. All right. Next question we got here.
I don't know if anyone else can see the bias Tim has going into this, but I'm just saying.
Fuck off. You're always the biased one.
I like what I like.
Next question is,
Yes.
out of these 4 films, which is the scariest?
Oh, okay.
There's a difference between overall best and which is scarier.
Wolfman down the bottom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is not scary. Look, maybe what scared people in the 40s, like immigrants and stuff. Like it's a little different. But yeah, just not the same. I'm gonna go Silver Bullet. Pretty scary, but it's just one bear dog. And just like how it's shot, right? Like how scary the movie is, right? Like not like if you were to fight, which one are you fighting?
Yeah.
It was pretty scary, but still kind of had that vibe of like I'm a Stephen King movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get you 100%.
The Howling, definitely second. Because, look, it was pretty scary, but look, I'll be real. I think, yeah, the Hell Beast was scariest.
So you're saying overall, American Werewolf in London is the scariest one of the lot?
Yeah, also that transformation just looks hectic. Like, it looks painful, and that dog does so much damage at the end. Fucking brutal.
You actually make a compelling point
Like, I think what's scary is the transformation. He looks like he's in so much pain. Like, his face just going like... like, it doesn't look fun.
So, okay.
And, like, having, like, everyone you kill haunting you for the rest of your life till you kill yourself?
Yeah, okay. You've made me switch. Okay, so originally I had... So the Wolfman's my least scariest, obviously. I was the same with you with Silver Bullet coming in second. Second last.
Yep.
Originally I had American Werewolf next and then the Howling winning.
Okay.
Because I thought the scene in the car with all the wolves around it is kind of scary. But you're right.
Yeah,
You're
it's
completely
scary.
right. The fact that every time you kill someone, they haunt you until you kill yourself or
And
die.
it's like you just found this fucking broad
yeah.
you're in love with, and like stuff's going good, and it's just like you can't. You cursed. Like in American Werewolf in London, it is truly a curse.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You're right. You're right. So once again, American Werewolf in London wins for me as well.
Sorry.
No, I'm just
Guess I'm showing my bias too.
You made a good case. All right. Here we go. Next question. Best transformation scene. Best transformation. This one's simple for me. It really is.
I'll be real. I can't remember what the Wolfman does. Isn't it just like his hands are not hairy, and then cut to they're hairy and have claws?
The Wolfman's transformation is basically a time lapse.
Yeah, it was
Where-
alright though for the 40s.
Yeah, you got to remember it's from the 40s.
And what was Silver Bullet's one? I can't even remember.
It was very quick, but it was very similar to the Howling,
Yeah,
but just not as in depth.
I'm thinking Silver Bullet bottom,
Wow. Okay.
Howling, Wolfman, and then American Werewolf.
Okay.
Even though I said it was long, it
Yep.
doesn't mean it was bad. I just, like, it's the best, clearly. But it's very long. Like, I just needed a little bit less. Or maybe it sped up just a little bit or something.
Okay. Look, here's my order, and I'll argue with what you just said.
Sure.
Okay, so my least favorite, look, it's the Wolfman for me. It just doesn't hold up compared to the other three these days. Still great back in the day, but yeah. Next is Silver Bullet. It's kind of just a much shorter version of the Howling. Next one for me is the Howling, and then of course American Werewolf in London wins. The reason being is Silver Bullet and the Howling are both cool transformations. And this is the question, this is kind of why I wanted to do this episode, because I often hear so many people going, oh, well, American Werewolf in London's the best werewolf movie. No, The Howling's the best werewolf movie. It's always a back and forth between those two, because they came out in the same year, and they had a lot of similarities with the cast and the crew behind them. I often hear a lot of people say that the transformation scene in The Howling is far superior than American Werewolf in London, which makes me laugh my fucking ass off, because I do not understand that. If it's your thing, that's totally cool, but
watch it.
the transformation scene in The Howling, they have not held up over time. American Werewolf in London, this was an incredibly intense, grueling practical makeup and animatronics that won Rick Baker the very first Academy Award for makeup effects. The reason that there's a makeup effects category in the Academy Award is because of this movie. So that's saying a lot. Now, you said that the transformation scene in American Werewolf in London goes for a while. I don't understand that, because the transformation scene in The Howling goes twice as long, and I get bored with that.
It's very bubbly too.
It is. It is, and that's
It's
cool.
like he's boiling.
The differences between those two movies with their transformation scene is the werewolves in The Howling, look like they get off on transforming.
Yeah.
While the transformation in American Werewolf in London, he looks like he's in fucking pain. Like, that looks like it hurts. Like, I don't want to turn into a werewolf because it looks like it's burning him and ripping his skin apart. Which makes it so much more memorable and so much more convincing. I have to disagree. I mean, it's your opinion, so I can't disagree, but the length of the American Werewolf transformation scene, I think it's absolutely perfect. The amount of time that takes, I've watched that thing on repeat so many times. And I mean, I'm biased. Like, it's one of the fucking 10 horror movies that I used to watch religiously as a kid. So, I may be hitting some nostalgia right there. But, yeah, it's perfect to me.
Fair enough, dude. Yeah, I disagree, but, you know, whatever. We're still friends.
How easy was that? We can disagree and still be buds.
Nah, actually, fuck you. I'm leaving. Bye. Hanging up now.
Look, another topic that I wanted to do for this movie fight podcast was best practical effects, The Thing versus American Werewolf in London.
Ooh.
But I think it's going to be too hard to determine. So, yeah. All right, we'll go with our last question. This is probably the most fun. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just for fun and shits and giggles. But I'll set the scene.
Okay. Go.
We have a fatal four-way match in the middle of a wrestling ring.
Okay.
In one corner, we've got the American Werewolf and London Werewolf.
Yeah.
The other one, we got the Howling Wolf. The other one, we got the Silver Bullet Wolf. And then we got the Wolfman. Which werewolf wins in a fight?
Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge him. You have to.
Because he wins every fight he's in.
So,
look, with, you know, interruption from the Usos and stuff, you know, but you know, he gets there. He gets that win. Who wins in a wrestling match?
Well, let's not call it a wrestling match. This is basically a death match.
Yeah, like a no-hold-bar celebrity death match type death match.
Pretty much, yeah. So, elimination style, obviously, because we got to go from least to winner.
Yeah, okay.
So, okay.
Actually, you go yours. Or you want me to go? I don't know.
I'm still deciding, but I'm saying right now that the Wolfman's first eliminated, mainly because he just strangles people.
Yeah, he's just like, he's going to attack them.
So he's probably going to get his head ripped off
He's
straight
going
away.
to go up to these dogs and be like, grrr. They're like, I'm biting you in the face. I'm tearing your face off.
Exactly.
You are dead.
Yeah.
Bear Dog probably going to get fucked up next.
So wait, you're agreeing that the Wolfman is out first?
Wolfman's out first for me. Bear Dog out second.
You mean Silver Bullet?
Yep, Silver Bullet. Look, he's a werewolf, but I don't know, he didn't look that strong. Kind of struggled to get into that house.
Yeah, and he uses a weapon though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Look, I think the Howling Wolf has the height advantage.
Yup.
The American Wolf, I reckon the speed advantage.
Yeah, and like the Howling Wolves and all the other ones seem more calculated, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I feel like American Dog would go for the kill.
But that might come to bite him in the ass, though.
I mean, well, they might bite him in the ass. So we have to see what plays out. I don't know. It's a tough one.
It is.
They're all werewolves. So it's like...
Yeah.
I guess, would it come down to speed, reflexes, and instinct? Or would it come down to thinking and strategy and stuff?
See, yeah. Look, I'm in agreement here. I think it comes between the American Werewolf and London Werewolf versus the Howling Wolf. The thing is, like, American Werewolf would kind of be on the level to go for the legs first. Tearing those legs off, making the Howling Wolf basically legless.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, the Howling
Like an
Wolf...
elven archer.
The Howling Wolf could pick up, or maybe could try to pick up the American Werewolf in London and just slam it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be able to pick him up, though.
Oh.
See,
I know my answer now.
go for it.
Howling. I forgot a thing. The Howling ones are immortal.
Huh.
Old mate died.
Okay. Well,
You can, they're the ones that can regenerate and shit, right?
yeah.
Like, all the other ones can't, so probably Howling wins.
Okay, all right, fine. We'll go with that. We'll go. I'll agree. So, for both you and me, it's Wolfman last, then Silver Bullet,
Yep.
then American Werewolf in London, and Howling wins.
Correct.
Let's just take that out of the equation right now. That they're not immortal.
Okay.
I think American Werewolf in London could have it because they can jump. He can jump.
Yeah, he can jump. But how are they smart? Like, how smart are they in wolf form?
I think he's more animalistic and just goes for the kill.
Yeah.
So
I think there's more. He looked bigger too. I think there's more power behind American Werewolf,
yeah.
the Kessler Wolf or whatever you're calling him.
Well, his name's David Kessler, so I'll just call him Kessler Wolf.
That makes sense.
All right, well, we'll keep it at that. All right, we'll keep it at that. So,
I'll tell you what. I'll go Howling. You go American Werewolf, and we'll call it even.
all right, done. Let's do that. That just means I've picked American Werewolf in London to win every single round.
Well, you can pick Howling if you want. I'll pick American.
It doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take a quick
What
second
will
break.
the fans say?
A quick second break to tally up all these scores, and we'll come back with the winner.
Okay.
I see the bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the right.
And we are back, and we are here with the scores and the winner of the best werewolf movie in our opinions. So coming in last with a total of 16 points, we have Silver Bullet. Still a good movie. I think
a
we
good
can both
movie.
agree with that. Just doesn't compare to the others.
Yeah.
Coming in next with a score of 20, we have the original Wolfman.
Solid movie. You know,
Yeah.
classic for a reason. Started it all.
Definitely. I had a feeling it would come between American Werewolf in London and The Howling. And it has come to that. So coming in with a score of 27, coming in second, we've got The Howling.
Oh, shit.
And coming in with 10 points plus than The Howling, with a score of 37, we've got an American Werewolf in London, which means that, in our opinion, is the best werewolf movie out.
Yep.
I am total agreement with this.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, American Werewolf in
Like
London
I
is in
said,
my...
I have my problems with it, but as far as werewolf movies I've seen, it's probably my favorite.
Now that we can say it, like, what would you score these movies out of 10?
I would give America an 8.
Okay, I can do an 8.
I would give Wolfman a 7.5.
Nice.
I would give Howling a 7. And I would give Silver Bullet a 6.5.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Silver Bullet's not bad. It's just not amazing or anything.
Yeah, I get you. For me, I'd probably go Wolfman, and I'm just pulling these out of my ass. Wolfman is probably an 8. Silver Bullet is probably a 7.
Yep.
The Howling... Howling's probably a 6.5, man. To be honest.
You super don't like The Howling, do you?
I never really cared for it, to be perfectly honest.
Fair enough.
And American Werewolf in London, for me, it's a 10 out of 10. It's
Nice.
in my top 5 of all-time favourite movies.
Dang, spoilers for that episode.
So there you go. All right, that's it for the movie fights for this episode. So I'm going to get to my next segment where I talk about
do
found
it.
footage films.
Do it. Talk about your found footage movies.
I'm going to,
Good, I hope you
motherfucker.
do. I hope it's great for everybody.
Here we go. Through the Lens Horror POV. Alright, as I said before, I had the chance to watch 2 found footage films, mainly because I watched one, and it only had a runtime of like 53 minutes, and that movie is called Unknown Visitor. Mm-hmm. And this is on Amazon Prime right now if you want to watch it. So basically what this is... After moving into a new house, a young woman experiences a terrifying series of encounters with something evil. The whole nightmare is captured on her door camera. So this is shot entirely from the camera on like a doorbell.
Oh, it's like a Ring movie. No,
kind
like the Ring the doorbell, like
Pretty
you
much.
know, like the doorbell, the Ring, you know.
Yeah. Except this camera doesn't seem to ever go off. You know, some cameras only go on when you ring the doorbell or you
Yeah.
go near them. Yeah, this camera never seems to turn off.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's basically just the whole scene, the whole film is shot just from this one camera from like a
Interesting.
doorbell.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's like the best thing you ever have to see, but what I will tell you right now is that I watched this movie with all the lights off when everyone else is asleep.
Yeah.
And at times, it creeped me the fuck out.
Okay.
There was there was 2 times in particular that made me jump. It's a fun movie. If you've got 52 minutes sparing, I say give it a go.
Oh, it's nice and short too.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Like, the acting is decent. It's fine. Like, it's not problematic or anything like that. I wouldn't say it's, like, stellar. But, yeah, it's fine. It's fun. It's a movie that honestly got me and spooked me a little bit.
Okay, that's cool.
I will tell you right now, it's probably best if you turn all the lights off.
Get real
And,
spookity.
Watch as close as you can to your front door, because it might work a bit better.
Okay.
But yeah, Unknown
I mean, I
Visitor.
live in an apartment, so...
Well, that's even scarier, man.
Oh, really?
You have multiple fucking doors near you.
Ah. I'll
that's-
set up my fucking Doors box set too.
That was Unknown Visitor, streaming on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So because that one was so short, I decided that I should do another one.
Overachieving.
And the other one I decided to watch is a movie from 2013 called Afflicted. And the story of this is 2 friends' tour of Europe takes a dark turn when one of them contracts a mysterious illness. They race to find out what it is and how to cure it before the sickness consumes him completely.
Okay.
So this... Do you remember I made you watch the movie called Contracted?
I don't know. Not really.
Basically, a girl contracts a virus that turns her into some form of famous movie monster.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to say which because I
Yeah.
don't want to spoil much. This is similar to Contracted, except with it being Famous Cinema Monster A, this is Famous Cinema Monster B.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell you what monster it is, because that's half the fun of watching this movie, is finding out what's going on with him.
Yeah.
This gave new life to two found footage. This gave new life to two subgenres: found footage and this certain creature's subgenre.
Yeah.
I had a fucking good time watching this movie.
Okay.
It goes for 85 minutes, but quite honestly, I felt like I was watching it for 20 because this thing fucking moved. I just really had a good time watching this movie. It's got some pretty decent cinematography in it for a found footage film. You're never going to be bothered by shaky cam, which is a massive thing for found footage films. There is somewhat a reason that these people continue to film after horror happens. You know how in found footage films people like are running away and they're still holding the camera?
Yeah,
It's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Just like, let it go, bitch.
Yeah. This actually has a reason why they're still holding onto the camera. So, yeah. Overall, man, Afflicted, I've been told many times by a few different people that it's worth a watch, and I'm just annoyed that it took me this long to watch it.
So what was it called again?
It's called Afflicted.
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 Yeah, it sounds like a rad fucking hardcore band name from the 90s or something.
Pretty much, yeah. So overall, man, I gave The Afflicted an 8 out of 10. I had a really good time watching this movie, man. It's definitely one of the better found footage films that I've watched so far.
Okay.
Heaps better than fucking Megan Is Missing. Fuck that movie. Still
Fair enough.
pissed about that. So go and check out The Afflicted if that's something that interests you. I don't want to give you too much away because I feel like that's the fun watching this movie, is finding out what's happening and who he's turning into. So yeah.
I googled it to look for it, and I already know.
Oh, to give it away.
Someone, the first thing gave it away.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Alright, well, don't Google it, people. Just go into it. I actually don't know where you can watch this.
It's like one of my favourite Canadian flicks, both a wonderful found footage and a wonderful something story. And I'm like, okay, thanks, audience review.
Fucking hell. Where to watch, you can find this on Apple TV, Amazon, Google Play, and Microsoft Store.
Microsoft.
If you're in the mood for a found footage film, I say give this one a go. It's good times.
Do it.
Alright. We are going to wrap up the show now with questions from some of our Patreons. This is something that I wanted to do. Because
Afflicted were actually a technical death metal band from Sweden. From
there
the
you go.
1990s.
There you go. Sweden. So being a Patreon gives you power to ask us any question in the world that you want. Any question you want to know from us or our opinions or anything like that. So we have some questions from our friends. And we're going to start off with that bitch, Heather Powell.
Let's do it.
She asks, is there such thing as too much gory in horror? No. Straight up. Yeah, not for me. I'm a fucking gore hound.
Yeah, I
the
love the
more
gore.
gore, the better.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's bits that'll make me uncomfortable and squirmy and shit. Eye trauma is particularly one for me. Like, slow eye trauma fucks me up, like Brightburn style.
Yeah. No, but if it's the
still, let's go
squirmier,
for
the
it.
better.
Yeah. Like Antichrist style. Like, hectic mutilation's pretty gnarly. But yeah, no, let's do it. Let's do it.
The only shit that I can't watch is kid stuff.
Nah, fuck them cunts up too. I don't give a shit.
Unless it's done in like a comedic fashion. But say like a
Done
Serbian
tastefully.
film. Fuck off. Next question she asks, also from that bitch. Who is your favourite podcaster on Friday Nightmares?
Scott.
No, for me it's Heather. Fuck Scott.
Oh, really?
No, Scott's a
You mad
fucking...
at Scott?
Scott's a traitor, and he's also trying to take my championship. Heather's my girl right now.
Oh, okay.
She's joined forces with me over on Dummies of Wrestling. So, Heather's my favourite podcaster.
Fair enough.
Scott's trying to be cool and make his own faction, which isn't working. Bullet Club Old is not a thing, Scott. Stop trying to make it a thing.
Okay. Well, in all honesty, like, both of them, like, very much equally like my own children.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw, that's cute. Okay, if we're going to be honest, yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But you're making me break character now.
Oh,
Fuck
sorry.
you.
Kayfabe.
Scott knows that I fucking love him dearly. Heather comes in with another question.
Oh
Jesus.
my god. Fucking hell.
She says, rank the Final Destination movies. Fucking hell, I was meant to do that.
Oh, I didn't. Well, you didn't fucking heads up me on this one. How many are there?
I forgot myself. Can we come back to this question next week, Heather?
Yeah, let's do that.
I haven't watched them for a long time, but I like them all.
Roll 3D was the worst one. 3's okay. 1 and then 2, roughly.
There's more than that. There's
well,
the
that's-
Final Destination.
What I can remember.
I think number 2 is my favorite
I think also number 2 is my favorite.
because
like I said,
number 2 had the character called Timmy, and I like that little cunt.
living a liar.
Heather comes in again, and finally, marry, fuck, kill between Scott,
Yep.
her, and Rob.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I got this easy.
Fuck Rob. Kill Heather. Marry Scott.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to marry Heather because
Yep.
she's my on-screen girlfriend. I'm going to fuck Rob because I feel like he's the type of guy that doesn't like being touched, and it would be funny to me just to put it in him. Make him
funny if it's rape.
And then I'm going to have to kill Scott because he's trying to undermine me.
Rough.
Yeah. Rob Humphrey says, I need to know what is the best Nicolas Cage movie.
Shit.
So I haven't seen
honestly?
every. Yeah.
It's that one from last year, man. The unbearable weight of massive talent.
I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, you would if you love Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, it's Nicolas Cage being the most Nicolas Cage while also being Nicolas Cage.
That sounds right up my alley.
And Pedro Pascal, who's fantastic.
Is that what that fucking meme's from when they're traveling in the car and...
Yes.
Okay.
It's when they're both on... Oh. Spoilers.
Never mind. Don't say anything. Okay. Look, I haven't seen every Nicolas Cage movie, but I'm going to say The Wicker
You
Man.
need to watch that one.
Okay, I'll watch that one. Yeah, no, it's not The Wicker Man. Probably, to be perfectly honest, man,
Renfield?
Renfield will be up there, but I'm probably going to say The Color Out of Space.
Ooh, okay, fair enough. Good choice.
I feel like I'm missing something here, so let me just quickly check his IMDb. Just to quickly check if there's anything else. Like, Face Off, I don't really remember that movie, so I can't say much. Pig was good.
Pig was good. He wasn't being very Nicolas Cage, though, in that, I think.
No. Willy's Wonderland was fine. What else is there? Mandy, I did not like, so no.
Con Air.
I haven't seen Con Air.
God, you haven't seen the best ones.
Yeah, I never really
if anyone
watched
wants
Nicolas
to know,
Cage.
Afflicted's pretty good.
What is?
Afflicted.
How do you know?
Listening to him.
Oh, the band, sorry.
Yeah.
What about Kick-Ass?
He's very good in Kick-Ass, too.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays like Batman, but like a brutal Batman that fucking
Oh, wait,
shotguns
sorry.
people.
Yeah, no, I've seen Kick-Ass, I know. I don't know why I asked, is he? Ghost Rider?
Haven't seen Ghost Rider, but by all means, bad movie.
No,
This-
don't be
this
that
was-
fucking
this was
person.
Pre-Marvel movies.
Okay, if you haven't... No, don't
Like
be
the-
that person.
This was like Ben fucking Affleck, Daredevil. Like... those kind of shitty Marvel movies.
But you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. But
So
by
you
all,
can't-
by
you
all
can't
accounts,
say it's
I've
bad.
heard it's bad.
I'm sorry. I've just finished an argument with so many people on the internet for saying things like that.
Okay, no, I'm saying I've heard it's bad and I've got no interest because I do not like that era of Marvel movies.
Okay. You probably won't like it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So Rob, it's probably Color Out of Space for me. Zinvader. Zinvader says, "Is my idea for a new Jaws movie any good?
Go on.
Bruce didn't die in the 1975 explosion. He has in fact been slowly recovering and regenerating his body, laying low in the ocean depths for the past 48 years, growing strength and brooding for vengeance. Now he's ready to fuck up shit again."
Yeah, that's a good movie. I'll watch that.
Look,
I'll pay for that.
I'll be perfect. I'm in many ways in need of a new Jaws movie. I don't care how fucking bad it is. I'll take anything. I just want to hear the theme song over that cinema screen one more time.
It's like that one. That's Jaws, right?
Yeah, sure. Zinvader comes in again and says, also, question of the week was as iconic to Dummies of Horror as was to Friday the 13th. Fucking hates him. When are you going to pony up and bring it back?
Oh, shit. Yeah, you haven't questioned the week in a while.
Here's the thing about question of the week, man. It got really hard to think of a new question every week. Zim called me out a few times going, "You asked this back in 2017. I'm like, well, fuck, sorry, Zim. It's been 3 years. I can't remember every single question I've asked.
So Zim destroyed the thing he loves.
I don't know. Do you want fuck? This is why I wanted to do the questions. You send us a question.
Yeah, so it's question of the week, but questions.
Yeah.
Of the weeks.
We should call it answers of the week.
Yeah, gotcha.
And finally, last question, we got Heather Powell again, that bitch.
I'm gonna limit these people's questions.
Nah, let them go. They're paying for it.
No,
she asks, do we do ass to mouth?
Yeah, it's fine.
so straight. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. Why not?
No, Luffy, you never do ass to mouth.
Just mouthwash. Kill the germs.
Like, okay, honestly, me myself, no, I wouldn't do ass to mouth.
Yeah.
But if a girl that I was with did it, wouldn't worry me.
I would also say depends how much shit you got on your dick.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got like a piece of corn hanging out of your japai, then maybe be like, oh, don't lick that.
But I don't care.
I think that's a perfect way to wrap up this show.
I don't know, it sounded a little corny to me.
You're a loser. That does it for this week's episode of the Dummies of Horror. Thank you guys, everyone out there, for joining us on this episode. If you want to hear more, as I said before, we have a Patreon page open. Join us and get all the bonus goodness that is over there.
Yeah, and ask us some fracking questions.
Yeah, we're going to have more questions each episode as long as people send us questions.
Makes sense.
On to next time. I had an idea.
All right.
We've been doing these like movie fights and they've always been like, what's the best? What's the coolest? Which transformation scene's the best? How about we do what's the worst?
Ooh. Like a German sausage?
What? What's the worst horror film?
Okay.
And we rank it by what's the worst.
We rank it by most rank.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, how are you feeling about that?
I love it. I love watching bad movies.
I feel like we need to put Birdemic in there.
Oh, okay. How many are we doing?
I don't know. I've only thought of a topic. I'll have to think about what films we're doing.
I mean, it feels a bit rigged. Like, I totally get if you'd want to have like a competition of like the worst thing. Of course it'd be you. coming up with it.
Wow.
Yeah, so you could win.
That's hurtful.
No, it's all. I'm just just so you could win because you know you're the worst.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit. Anyway,
I love
that
you.
is it from us. Luffy, fuck off and say goodbye.
Fuck off. I mean, goodbye.
Dip!
I can feel you, I can hear you howling in my bones. There's an evil lurking in the dark. The ever-shifting skin is ripping as you take control. I can't tell where you end and where I start. A ferocious diagnosis under moonlit hands. Well, the man become the monster, or the monster become man. I could be up all night, but I'm paralyzed when the creature comes alive. 'Cause it's fight or fright in the full moonlight. You can run, but you can't hide. I can be honest, I can be human. I can become the silver bullet in your head. But no one can break my heart like I can. Werewolf. Out from the bite marks that the bittersweet. Smile for the camera, but don't flash your teeth. Let the bodies hit the dance floor to this hard